Good morning, my dear children. Welcome to my online class. I am Mrs. Sandhya Raje, teacher English from JNV Nanded. Today, let us see what passives are. The passive voice is used frequently. We are interested in the passive voice, not in who uses it. The house was built in 1654. We are interested in the house, not in who built it. The road is being repaired. We are interested in the road, not in the people who are doing the repairs. So, let us see what are active and passive voices. An active sentence like I drank 2 cups of coffee has the subject first. I. I is the subject here. The person or thing that does the work, followed by the verb, and finally the object, the person or thing that the action happens to. Okay, so in this example, the subject is I. The verb is drank and the object is 2 cups of coffee. But we don't always need to make sentences this way. We might want to put the object first, or perhaps we don't want to say who did something. This can happen for lots of reasons. See the explanation further down the page. In this case, we can use a passive which puts the object first. Let us see the examples. How to make the passive in English. We make the passive by putting the verb to be into whatever tense we need and then adding the past participle. For regular verbs, we make the past participle by adding ed to the infinitive. So play becomes played. Third part of the verb, that is past participle. So here, how to remember all the rules when we are making active sentences into passive. So these are the tenses. Let us see how it changes. For example, in simple present tense, the sentence if I make a cake. So this is a example for active voice. So how we change this sentence into passive voice. So here I is the subject, make is a verb and cake is a object. So in a passive voice, this object comes in the place of subject. A cake. Here the sentence started with I, and here in the passive it starts from the word or the object, that is a cake. A cake is made by me. Here I becomes me. As it is a simple present tense, here the verb will be is. So the same sentence in present continuous, in active voice, I am making a cake. In passive, a cake is being made by me. Here the word being is added. So this is the rule of present continuous, and when you are seeing such sentences with ing form, so in passive the word being will come. So how this is how you make the active sentence into passive. Let us go for simple past. I made a cake, same sentence. I made a cake. Here it starts from the object. A cake was made by me. Why the word was came here? Because this is past tense. The word made itself showed that this is a past tense sentence. So in past tense sentence, the word was has come. Okay. So in past continuous, I was making a cake. A cake was being made by me. Remember, in all continuous forms, whether it is a present continuous or past continuous, the verb being should be added in passive voice, and the past participle forms are there in all passive voice. Okay, so here a cake was being made by me. Let us go for present perfect. I have made a cake. A cake has been made by me. Why, you can ask me, here the word have is there. How you have written has? I, in front of I, you have to write have. In front of I, we, you and they. So have come, and in front of he, she and it, the word has comes. Okay. So that is the rule of present perfect tense. So here a cake has been made by me. Present perfect continuous. I have been making a cake. A cake has been being made by me. This is past perfect. I had made a cake. A cake had been made by me. In all perfect sentences, there is a change again. How you have added being, in the same way in perfect tense you have to add the word being. Remember this. Okay. So this is again the example for simple future. I will make a cake. A cake will be made by me. Simple. Future perfect. I will have made a cake. A cake will have been made by me. The verbs will remain same. Only this verb been has to be added in the passive sentence. And in all passive sentences, the third form of the verb is there. Okay, present past participle word. When rewriting active sentences in passive voice, note the following. The object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. The place changes. The finite form of the verb is changed to be plus participle. The subject of the active sentence becomes the object of the passive sentence. So again, how you have made the structure. Okay, alloy is made from oil, garlic and salt. In present, simple present is or are plus past participle. Present continuous. The hall is being painted this week. So in this, how the structure should be is and are being plus past participle. In simple past, John Kennedy was assassinated in 1963. How is the structure? Was or were plus past participle. Past continuous participle. The signs were being put up last week. Was or were being plus past participle. Present perfect tense. Present perfect participle. Oranges have been grown here for centuries. Have been plus past participle. Past perfect past participle. When we got home, he found that his flat had been burgled. Had been. Future simple. Simple future tense. The work will be finished next week. So what is the structure? Will be plus past participle. So in passive form, to be plus past participle. How to form a passive sentence when an active sentence is given? Object of the active sentence becomes subject in the passive sentence. Subject of the active sentence become object in the passive sentence. Just now I told you about this. So how it changes? This is the example. Here active sentence is Peter builds a house. How you change this into passive? A house is built by Peter. In active sentence, Peter is the subject, builds is a verb, and a house is an object. So in passive sentence, subject of the active sentence, that is a house, subject of the active sentence becomes the object. So here a house is an object in active sentence. So here the place, because it changes its place, a house is built by Peter. So this subject will go here, object will come here. Okay. So there are some changes in pronouns. In active sentence, if you write I, in passive it becomes me, we becomes us, they becomes them, she becomes her, he becomes him. It remains it only, and you remains you only. So these are the changes in pronouns when you are making active sentences into passive. This is the homework. Harry ate 6 shrimp at dinner. He had completed his homework. Sue changed the flat tire. We are watching a movie tonight. The teacher always answers the student's question. So, write all these sentences and you write whether it is an active sentence or a passive sentence. Then you change all these sentences. That is your homework. Thank you. Have a nice day.